Hi, I'm Mike. Thanks for tuning in. Let's jump right into it. If you're anything like me, you've probably had your tail handed to you by some of the bosses in this game, but fear not, because we're diving deep into the spellbook to make sure you come out on top no matter how many times you've been squashed like a bug by the latest big bad. The beauty of Black Myth Wukong isn't just in its jaw-dropping visuals or the insane boss fights. It's in the clever use of spells that turn you from a struggling monkey into an absolute legend. So, buckle up, as in today's episode, we will explore how to use spells effectively, with plenty of tips, tricks, and a sprinkle of cheeky fun along the way. The basics: spell slots and respecking. Let's kick things off with the basics. In Black Myth Wukong, you're not exactly a one-spell wonder. The game generously gives you 4 spell slots to play with, but don't get too excited. There's a catch. Each spell is tied to a specific slot, meaning you can't just mix and match however you want. And as if that wasn't enough to twist your brain, you can't equip every spell at once. Talk about tough choices. But here's the silver lining. You can respec your skill points. That's right. Feel free to experiment. Maybe today you're all about burning your enemies with Ring of Fire, and tomorrow you're more of a Cloud Step kind of player. The game's got you covered. Life-Saving Strand, your NG plus Guardian Angel. Once you've powered through your first run of Black Myth Wukong, you'll unlock the Life-Saving Strand in NG+. And let me tell you, this one's a doozy. Picture this. You're in the middle of a boss fight, things are looking grim, your health bar is basically a whisper away from non-existence. Then, bam! Life-Saving Strand kicks in and you're back with full health like nothing happened. But don't go thinking you're invincible. This spell's on a 600-second cooldown, so use it wisely. And yes, it's a passive spell, meaning it activates on its own, so you can't just spam it like your favorite attack move. Also, don't expect it to replenish your gourd or mana. You get your health back, but that's it. It's like getting a second chance at life, but without the coffee break. Ring of Fire, the defensive delight. Next up, let's talk about Ring of Fire. If you're the kind of player who likes to play it safe, someone who values their life more than they value a flashy attack, this spell might just be your new best friend. When things get dicey, you can activate Ring of Fire to create a protective circle around yourself. Within this flaming ring, you're pretty much untouchable, resistant to damage, and your consumables get a nice little boost too. The idea is simple. Pop Ring of Fire, take a breather, heal up, and jump back into the fray. However, there's a catch. There's always a catch, right? This spell isn't as potent as some of the other defensive options, and it occupies the same slot as Immobilize, a spell that's almost universally useful. So, unless you're really into playing defensively, you might want to rethink using Ring of Fire. It's like bringing a water gun to a firefight. Fun, but maybe not the most effective choice. Spellbinder, for the fist fighters. If you're tired of all that magic mumbo-jumbo and just want to bash some skulls in, then Spellbinder is your go-to. This offensive spell is a real game changer, particularly when you're up against bosses who seem to laugh in the face of your other spells. Spellbinder cranks up your attack power, making it easier to whittle down those stubborn boss health bars. But here's the thing. While Spellbinder is active, you lose all your mana. Can't use any other spells, vessels, or transformations. It's like going full berserker mode. Once you're in, there's no turning back. So if you like living on the edge, this spell is for you. Just be prepared for the consequences. It's a bit like ordering the spiciest dish on the menu. You might love the heat, but you'll definitely feel it later. Rock Solid, the parry alternative. Now, let's get into Rock Solid, a spell that's as tough as it sounds. This one's a bit tricky to master, but oh so rewarding when you get the hang of it. Essentially, Rock Solid is your ticket to turning into a boulder, literally. When activated, you transform into a rock, deflecting incoming attacks and leaving your enemies staggered and wide open for a counterattack. It's like playing a game of chicken with your enemies and winning every time. But here's the kicker. Timing is everything. If you mess up, you're not just a sitting duck, you're a sitting rock. Thankfully, Rock Solid has a quick cooldown and a low mana cost, so you can use it frequently to practice your timing, and with the right gear, this spell becomes even more powerful, sometimes even casting for free. Now, who wouldn't want to be a boulder-throwing, spell-casting monkey? Cloud Step, the art of evasion. If you're more of a hit-and-run kind of player, then Cloud Step is where it's at. This spell lets you leave a decoy behind, turn invisible, and dash away from danger, only to come back with a devastating attack that catches your enemies off guard. It's the perfect blend of offense and defense. Ideal for those moments when you need to regroup before launching a surprise counterattack. Plus, the longer you stay invisible, the harder you hit when you strike. It's like the ultimate game of hide and seek, except you're the one hiding, and the enemy never finds you until it's too late. And if you upgrade this spell, your decoy gets tougher, and your surprise attack becomes even deadlier. It's almost unfair, but hey, who's complaining? A pluck of many, the clone army. Ever wish you could be in more than one place at once? Well, a pluck of many is about to make that dream come true. When you activate this spell, you summon a bunch of clones to help you out in battle. These aren't just mindless copies either. They attack the boss independently, surrounding and overwhelming them while you sit back and enjoy the show. Of course, this spell comes with a hefty mana cost and a long cooldown, so you'll want to use it strategically. But when it works, it's a sight to behold. Just be careful. Sometimes the AI controlling your clones can be a bit unpredictable. It's like having a team of minions that sometimes forget what they're supposed to be doing, but when they're on point, they're unstoppable. Immobilize the undisputed champion. And finally, we come to the king of all spells, Immobilize. This spell is so good it's almost unfair. You point your finger and boom, your enemy is frozen in place, leaving them vulnerable to all kinds of punishment. Whether you're using it to buy yourself some time, line up a critical hit, or just mess with your enemies, Immobilize is a spell you'll never want to take off your hotbar. It's the ultimate get-out-of-jail-free card in a game that loves to throw you into impossible situations. And with upgrades, it only gets better, increasing the duration of the freeze and the damage enemies take while they're immobilized. It's hard to argue with results, and Immobilize delivers them in spades. Just watch out. Some bosses don't like being frozen and will break free quicker than you can say banana. But hey, nothing's perfect. Mastering the art of spellcasting? So there you have it, your ultimate guide to using spells effectively in Black Myth Wukong. Whether you're more into offense, defense, or just want to mess with your enemies' heads, there's a spell here for everyone. The key is to experiment, find what works for you, and don't be afraid to respec if something isn't clicking. And remember, no spell is going to make you invincible. This game is tough, and you'll need every trick in the book to survive. But with the right spells and a little bit of luck, you'll be swinging that staff like a pro in no time. Now go out there, cast some spells, and show those bosses who's boss. If you enjoyed the ride, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you're always in the loop for more awesome videos. Until next time, and keep gaming!